Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Southport in the Championship. It is Season 7, I think. We are doing really well in the league, which is good because the board want us to get playoffs, and currently right now we are sat in a playoff place. So yes, we are currently sat 4th place in the table in the middle of September. We have played 3 further matches in between episodes. All of them seem to be going to draws, apart from the final one where we scored in the 91st minute. A 1-1 draw with Middlesbrough. Rourke Murray scoring his first goal of the season. Second goal of the season, sorry, he scored against West Brom. Millwall, another 1-1 draw. Asquith Hurdle in this one. And then against Barnsley, Asquith Hurdle scores twice in this one from the penalty spot and then once right at the end of the game, meaning we picked up 5 further points, putting us 4th place in the table, just 2 points behind table toppers Burnley. 2nd place Newcastle, joint in 3rd with Crystal Palace. However, we have played one more game over the majority of teams around us, and apparently we're the only team playing on a Wednesday, apart from Newcastle Sunderland as well, which we are quite clearly the second important match that's going on today. So yeah, I'm not quite sure why we are one of the few teams that have played 11 games and actually we're now going to have played 12 games when other teams have only played 10. I don't understand what's going on with the fixtures. We're just going to have to go with it. Like I said, undefeated in between episodes, only lost one match so far, which was up against Newcastle, one of the 3 teams ahead of us. Blackburn up next, a team who are literally 1 place below us. Great. I've just worked out why we have played more fixtures. And that is because we are one of the teams that got knocked out of the Carabao Cup early on. Everyone else seems to be playing Carabao Cup football right now. We are playing some league action against Blackburn, a team who we have played thrice before apparently. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 defeat. So it could go anyway, couldn't it? The starting lineup then for this Wednesday night fixture against Blackburn. In goal is going to be Karamoko Kone. Spadera and Miller will be the fullbacks, and the Leao brothers, who aren't related at all, will be the 2 central defenders. Javier on the left, Paul on the right. Fagioli, Miske and JLP will be the midfielders, with Keith Hall, Rourke Murray and Asquith Hurdle as our strikers. You'll notice Keith Hall is playing on the right-hand side, and that is because basically Craig Rutter, who has been playing there for most of the season so far, has been absolute garbage. Miske also has been garbage, but he's arguably one of our best players, and I don't really want to drop him. He's starting to convince me, though, that maybe I should. I don't know why I've picked Blackburn, other than the fact that I was the manager of Blackburn 2 years ago on a Football Manager game. I think it was 2 years ago, might have even been last season. It's a difficult team to go and play, isn't it? It's a very difficult team. We've got a potential quick counter-attack. Rourke Murray has the ball. Sunderland have taken the lead in their derby match. Miske into the penalty area, and the Hungarian rattles the top of the crossbar and it goes over. Blackburn's side looks very good, doesn't it? Arzani they've also got Tyrone Mings. Is that Trevor Clark? I think that's Trevor Clark, isn't it? Tim Clark, not Trevor Clark. Tim Clark, who we didn't have on loan. He's Belgian. Who did we have? We had a Tim Clark on loan as well, didn't we, from Derby? We've got ourselves a throw. Ezio Spadera, forward, doesn't find Perez, and now Daniel Arzani can run down that right-hand side for Blackburn. Arezo's going to possibly get there first. Javier Leao gets there instead. Plays it all the way back to the Ivorian goalkeeper Karamoko Kone. Walks around his area. Plays it on the floor. Fagioli, one of our 2 Italians in our side. JLP can run over the halfway line. He needs somebody to make a run. Spadera really should be getting up and down that wing. Instead, JLP's just running with it. Now Spadera does make that run. Back to Fagioli, well outside the area, so he's not going to have a shot himself. Needs to find the right back. Finds Clifton Miller. Miller into Keith Hall. Keith Hall's effort goes for the front post even. Hits it wide of the mark. Well, we're all over them, aren't we? Not a lot's happened. We've had 5 shots in 35 minutes, but they've all been us. Newcastle have equalised in their derby match. It's looking good for us, apart from the fact we haven't scored a goal. Both of our wingers on 6.4s at half-time. 7 shots, just the 1 on target. We need to really do something a little bit more exciting. Calmly, we can still win this. I'm far from pleased. I'm far from pleased. The 2 wingers need a passionately. You've got the ability to make the difference. I'm not going to be angry. I'm going to try and change my ways. Also, Zlot Miske needs to do something. You're going to have an assertive. You have the ability to make the real difference. And also, Paul Leao, you can have an assertive. You have the ability. There we go. Actually done a really good team talk there, which makes a change. Obviously, we've done no changes at half-time, although Keith Hall and Rourke Murray might need to be coming off. We've got a couple of options on the bench. Obviously, we do have Craig Ritter. Murray runs forward, plays it back to Fagioli. The two fullbacks have acres of space if we want to try and use them. Perez to Spadera once again. 4 in the box. Now Rourke Murray. He's gone for an effort. Asquith Hurdle was there. Couldn't manage to get his shot away. And the highlight just ends. Keith Hall needs to come off. What are you doing or not doing? He's playing as a Ramdeuter, by the way. We're going to do Craig Rutter on. We've also got Daniel Pugh, who can play on that left-hand side if we really want him to. Asquith Hurdle also on a 6.6, so not a lot is really happening for us at the moment. Bentley in goal for Blackburn. Upfield towards the halfway line. Carvalho back to Mark Bowler. Bowler's got some company in Ritter. Back to Tyrone Mings, the former Aston Villa and Bournemouth man. And who else did he play for? Was it Derby? It might have been Derby. Carvalho's going to run forward over the halfway line for Blackburn. Bowler on the left. He's got 2 in the middle of the box. Carvalho's also there on the edge. Plays it all the way back to Adams. Nick this ball away, please. Come on, Craig. Nick the ball away. Asquith, are you going to do it? Mings plays it back to Tim Clark, the Belgian apparently, over the halfway line. Leal wins the header and finds Clifton Miller. Now, can we build from the defence? The Hungarian Miske is going to run forward. Lots of space to run into. He's found some traffic, though, across JLP. Plays it backwards. Why did he play it backwards? Gets another chance. Rourke Murray, Asquith Hurdle, Murray again. Ezio Spadera in the area. 5 players there to go for, and JLP blasts it into the back of the net. 60 minutes exactly on the clock. We are 1-0 up against Blackburn, and a lovely cartwheel to celebrate as well. I'd just like to point out that that goal actually puts us top of the Championship. I mean, we've played 2 games ahead of everyone else, but still, we're top of the Championship. We don't really deserve to be even in this league, but now we're top of it. Right, I need to do myself another sub. We've got 20 minutes to play. Hurdle is coming off. We don't have any strikers. Rourke Murray is going to go up front. Daniel Pugh is going to make his debut. Daniel Pugh, by the way, is the Welshman who we signed from Denmark or Norway. I can never remember. It's Denmark. So he's going to be making his debut. He's not the best. I'm also going to do Valadres for Miske. Miske, again, like I mentioned earlier, he's struggling. He's really struggling, and I don't quite understand why. I'd like to get a second goal. Just one more goal would be nice. Let's give him a demand more. We are slowly running down the clock. 85 minutes on the board. Newcastle go ahead of us because they've taken the lead against Sunderland. So we're going to be finishing this match at the very least in second place, which I'm perfectly fine with that. Probably should have scored more goals, shouldn't we? 22 shots, 10 on target. Just the 1 goal to show for it, and very few highlights as well. So the Jadas goal for Newcastle in the 64th minute means they do go ahead of us to the top of the table. We are in second place. Burnley and Crystal Palace close behind us. But everyone, well, Burnley and Palace at the very least have 2 games in hand on us. Everyone else has at least 1 game in hand on us. We're the only team in the league that have played 12 matches. I'm not sure what's going on. Next match then we are going to be playing is going to be Stoke or maybe Portsmouth. It'll be one of those 2. I'm not quite sure yet, but we will come back for one of those 2. Yeah, just double checking to see where any of those teams were. It'll be somewhere around mid-October. 4 more matches have now been played. We have played the Stoke game. I basically got a bit carried away, but yes, we have played Stoke. So we're going to be up against Portsmouth next. We are currently top of the Championship. However, we still have played 2 more games than Burnley and Crystal Palace, who are now 2nd and 3rd place in the table. Realistically, we have to assume that we're down in 4th, because if everyone who has games in hand wins all their games in hand, we will drop down to 4th place. We did also lose a match against Nottingham Forest. We were the better side in terms of having shots and so on. They win 1-0, Matty Cash with the only goal of the game. Against Sunderland, we win 1-0 this time around. JLP with the only goal. Against Derby County, we were rubbish. And you wouldn't believe it from the scoreline. We won 3-1. Miske, Clifton Miller and Craig Rutter with the goals. We had 5 shots and 3 of them on target, and they all went in. Thank you, Agent Terrazaz, in goal for Derby. And then finally the match that I've literally just finished playing, we were shocking in this one as well. We win 2-1, Keith Hall and Craig Rutter with the goals. Both of those 2 players were substitutes. We have stopped scoring goals. And by stopped, I mean Asquith Hurdle doesn't score goals. Rourke Murray, I nearly said Miller, Rourke Murray doesn't score goals anymore. I don't know what's happened, but our 2 arguably best players don't score any goals, which is a big concern. Like I said, we are top of the table, however, 16 games played, but Burnley and Crystal Palace both have 2 games in hand. So if they both win all of their games in hand, they will go on to 37 points and 36 points, respectively. So they'll be a long way ahead of us. Newcastle can also move ahead of us if they win their game in hand. So, like I said, realistically, we're 4th, aren't we? Time for match number 2 of the episode then. Portsmouth away from home. We are in actually really good form in terms of results. In terms of performance, we are not in good form. Do we need to start paying attention to people like Burnley? Burnley are playing Blackburn. Crystal Palace are playing Luton. And Newcastle, the other team, are not playing? Yes, they are. They're playing Swansea. So we'll keep an eye on them, but realistically, let's just try and win as many games as we can. The starting lineup then for the Portsmouth game. In goal will be Karamoko Koné, back 4 of Ezio Spadera, Rafael Afonso, Paul Leal and Clifton Miller. A midfield triangle of Fagioli, Valadres and JLP. Miske is currently out injured for 7 or 8 weeks, something like that. So Valadres and JLP will basically be our central midfield, probably up until about Christmas time. Rutter, Lelico and Hall will be our strikers today, because basically everyone else is garbage at the moment. I mean, they're not great. Lelico's average rating over the games he has played is about a 6.7. So he's not exactly setting the world on fire, but he's still doing better than what's his name, Rourke Murray, who last season, when we signed him on loan, was just absolutely stupid. I am thinking, come January, we might need to look at signing ourselves another striker, probably on loan. But we do have about, I think, 6 million transfer budget to spend. So maybe we just go all in and buy ourselves an actual proper striker that we own? Or do we just kind of hope that we get promoted and then spend all our money when we get to the Premier League? Did you notice I said when, and not if we get to but when we get to the Premier League? It's going to happen. Burnley have gone ahead of us in the league table. They have taken the lead against Blackburn. So far against Portsmouth, we've had 0 highlights. Nothing at all is happening. And Pompey seem to be having a lot of shots and a lot of shots on target. Still nothing happening. This is the problem. Lelico, Rutter and Hall, 6.3s and 6.5s. What's happening? What are they doing? Clearly nothing. Right, let's try and change some stuff. Let's change the hit crosses early to work the ball into the box. Lelico's also coming off a 6.2. Rourke Murray's going to come on. I don't know whether that's going to make a blind bit of difference. We've already, 30 seconds in, got ourselves the first highlight of the second half. And it was an absolutely shocking throw from the Bournemouth loanee. Han runs into the penalty area. Karamoko Koné makes a very good save. Concedes a corner just 45 seconds into the second half. Newcastle 2-0 up against Swansea as well. Kirby with the corner for Portsmouth. Back post his hand once again. And Han Kwang Son makes it 1-0 to Portsmouth. Finds its way past the goalkeeper. This is, I mean, to be fair, we have conceded first in pretty much every game that we've played and we've still won them. So I'm not massively concerned. But we've yet to really do anything at all. Craig Rutter, 6.4 now. 6.5. He's going up. Right, Hall's coming off. Asquith is coming on. It's a very complicated name. Hurdle. I mean, Hurdle's quite an easy name to say. Rutter's on a 6.3 now. Like, I don't understand what they're doing or what they're not doing. Because it's just not working, whatever it is. Garcia is going to come on as the box, I think. And we'll put JLP on the right-hand side. Let's give him a show some passion. Valadres with a corner for us. In the middle is Paul Leal. And the Mexican Paul Leal gets his first goal of the season. We've equalised. We've still got 20 minutes to play. This is where we score 2 more goals and win 3-1. Let's give him a get creative. Let's see if we can inspire some people. Yes, we can. I was going to say, I wonder if we can potentially just, you know, do all of our subs right at the start of the game. Because that's when we start performing. This match against Portsmouth has been pretty uneventful. We've got a point. We haven't lost. But again, sympathise assertively, not happy. Right, you, buddy, you're getting an angry because that was junk. You were abysmal. I know I'm annoying you even more. Craig Rutter, you were terrible as well. Well, we've dropped down to 4th place in the table, although we're joint with Palace and Newcastle, but they still have their 2 games in hand, which means, in theory, if Brentford win their game in hand, we'll drop down to 5th place. Perfect. Let me just highlight something for you. Our last 5 games on average, Rourke Murray 6.52, Hurdle 6.54, Lelico 6.56, Spadera's down there as well, Keith Hall a 6.68. I mean, these two here, these are the problems. They are our best players, literally our 2 best players in terms of star rating, and neither of them are doing anything at all. I'm going to give you a fine actually. Is this a good thing? I mean, we're going to save a load of money. Criticise recent form, assertively. You haven't been doing anything. Can I just... I mean, you need to do something. Despite our title challenge, I expect more from you. I don't think I played that badly. No, you have. I'm the one who picks the team, so take the criticism on board. Stand by what you said. Okay, right. Rourke Murray, you might be off in the summer or in January because you've just been junk. Last season, a 7.84 rating in 13 games. 17 games, as a very loud ambulance or whatever goes past. 17 games. He's scored a couple. He's got 4 assists as well, but 7.79 rating doesn't sound too bad. But he goes through just bad form. Let's have a look at Asquith. Asquith is, look at this. Look at these numbers. 6.7 against Portsmouth, 6.4, 6.5, 6.5s. Something needs to change. Well, even though we didn't lose against Portsmouth, and we didn't lose any of the previous matches apart from the Forest one, I am not happy. I'm really not happy. We're 4th in the table through pure luck more than anything else. We have not played well at all. You can see the match ratings on the right-hand side of how badly some of the players have been playing. And these are our big game players that have been playing badly as well. So something needs to change. What we're going to do next episode, it's going to be Palace. I'm not sure why we're going for Palace. Maybe it'll be Palace and Derby. Maybe that's what we'll go for. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2020 with Southport. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you're new here and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back next time with more Football Manager with Southport, and hopefully we've managed to get our goal scorers and our decent players to start performing in between episodes.